Today we are going to be understanding formal and informal organization. Children, as the word goes, formal. What do you understand by the word formal? Formal means anything which is deliberately formed. इसको याद रखना. Anything which is deliberately formed. Anything which is bound by rules and regulations. इसे formal कहते हैं. जब हम एक शादी में जाते हैं, we are formally dressed. ये बात नहीं कि वो डेलिबरेट होता है, बट फॉर्मल मतलब सबके हिसाब से रूल्स रेगुलेशंस अच्छा लगता है. इनफॉर्मल मीन्स स्पॉन्टेनियस. ये दो वर्ड्स याद रखना. इनफॉर्मल मीन्स स्पॉन्टेनियस. स्पॉन्टेनियस मतलब एकदम कैजुअल, अचानक हो जाना, समथिंग विच इज अ पार्ट ऑफ समथिंग एल्स. इनफॉर्मल. जब हम एक गैदरिंग में बैठे होते हैं, गपशपे मारते हैं, हम इनफॉर्मल होते हैं. स्पॉन्टेनियस, जिसका दिल किया, जिससे दिल किया वो से बात कर सकते हैं. सो दैट इज इनफॉर्मल. इन एनी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन the organization is divided into two, formal and informal organization. Let us go a little detail in understanding this. It's a very interesting topic, very easy, very scoring in the boards. Formal organization refers to that organization structure which is designed, right, by the management. You will understand my pattern. I've circled the keywords, which is designed by the management, right, in order to achieve a particular task. And here all the rules and regulations are very clear. It's very systematic. जो भी कुछ हो रहा है वहाँ बड़ा systematic हो रहा है, and वहाँ हर चीज clearly mentioned है, right? All the boundaries are clearly mentioned. Your authority, responsibility is clearly mentioned. Children, one small piece of advice. When you're doing this chapter, when you're doing this topic, just remember your own school. Remember the structure of your school. In this topic in particular, formal and informal, I'm going to take the example of only our school. And it's a very good example of an organization and the organization structure. Now, formal organization में दो होती है, functional and divisional, जो हम कर चुके हैं, हम पढ़ चुके हैं, right? Let us understand the features of a formal organization a little more in detail, and I'm going to quote examples for you when I'm going to be explaining the features. सबसे पहले it specifies the relationship. It clarifies किसने किसको रिपोर्ट करना है, किसने किससे orders लेने हैं. First, let's understand our organization. In our organization, which is the school, we have the principal as the top level management, supported by the vice principal. I always told you they are at the top level management. They divide the entire organization into groups, starting with the KG block with the KG headmistress, then the primary block with the primary headmistress, then the middle school under the care of the coordinators and the vice principal, and then the high school under the guidance of the coordinator. Everybody's role is very clear. This is our organization structure. I'm not putting the Cambridge in it. If you take the Cambridge is a separate department with the Cambridge principal or the the administrator there separately. ये हमारे organization का structure है. Since the structure is very clear to you, immediately तुम्हारे दिमाग में स्कूल की पिक्चर आ गई है, right? Now it specifies the relationship. तुम्हें पता है प्रिंसिपल, वाइस प्रिंसिपल, टॉप लेवल, मिडिल लेवल सारे हेड्स, उनके नीचे आगे सारे टीचर्स और फिर आगे बच्चे. हर एक का रिलेशन बड़ा क्लियर है. मुझे पता है एज अ टीचर ऑफ द हाई स्कूल आई हैव टू रिपोर्ट टू द कोऑर्डिनेटर. द कोऑर्डिनेटर विल रिपोर्ट टू द प्रिंसिपल, राइट? अगर प्रिंसिपल ने मुझे कोई इंस्ट्रक्शंस देनी है, मुझे मतलब हमारे डिपार्टमेंट को, तो वो एक एक को नहीं बुलाएंगे, वो कोऑर्डिनेटर को बता देंगे, कोऑर्डिनेटर हमें बता देंगे, राइट? सेकेंड, इट इज वेरी क्लियर एज व्हाट इज द ऑब्जेक्टिव ऑफ द कंपनी. रूल्स, रेगुलेशन, प्रोसीजर्स, पॉलिसीज सब कुछ बड़े क्लियरली मेंशन होते हैं इन द फॉर्मल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. थर्ड, एवरी डिपार्टमेंट इज कोऑर्डिनेटेड, interlinked, integrated. See, the commerce department is coordinating with the medical with the humanities. We're all coordinated. The high school is coordinating with the middle school with the primary. Everybody is very well integrated. Then it is deliberately, मैंने आपको word कहा है, deliberately designed by the top level management. क्यों? क्योंकि उन्हें पता है कि जब तक rules, regulation, systematic से नहीं होगा, काम नहीं चलेगा. अगर हम कहते हैं कि तुम किसी टाइम भी आ जाओ, कोई भी सब्जेक्ट पढ़ा लो, जैसे तुम्हारा दिल करता है, कोई कुछ भी नहीं करेगा. There are rules, there are regulations for the management, for the teachers, for the office staff, for the workers, for the school students. There are rules and regulations. लास्ट इज मोर एम्फोसिस इज लेड ऑन वर्क. अब मान लो मेरे को भी कोई काम है, जब तक मेरा काम, आई मे हैव वेरी गुड रिलेशंस विद द मैनेजमेंट, बट माय वर्क इज माय प्रायोरिटी. दे डू नॉट बॉदर about my relations with them, but for them what is very important is the work, and I am being paid there to do work. So here, more than my relationships there between people, whether I'm good or not, whether I'm happy or not, what is more important, whether I'm actually working for the benefit of the organization or not, is very important. And that's very true. We are all being paid for that. We need to work in any organization, right? Then you have, there are some advantages in a formal organization. सबसे पहला एडवांटेज, जब तुम रूल्स रेगुलेशंस के हिसाब से चलते हो, इट्स वेरी इजी टू फिक्स रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी. मुझे एक टाइम टेबल दिया गया है, मैंने टाइम टेबल के हिसाब से काम करना है. मान लो मैंने अपना सिलेबस टाइम पर कंप्लीट नहीं किया, डेडलाइन दी हुई थी मुझे बाय माय कोऑर्डिनेटर, ऑब्वियसली आई एम रिस्पॉन्सिबल. आई कैन नॉट पुट माई ब्लेम ऑन टू समबडी एल्स. Second, there is no ambiguity, no confusion, no duplication, no overlapping. मैंने आपको पहले ही बताया था, टाइम टेबल हमारे हाथ में दिया जाता है, हमें पता है कौन सी क्लास कब कितने बजे जाना है. फॉर दैट मैटर तुम देखो, इट्स ऑलमोस्ट 40 days वी आर डूइंग ऑनलाइन टीचिंग. मुझे पता है मुझे क्या पढ़ाना है, किसको पढ़ाना है, कब पढ़ाना है. मेरी क्लास कोई और नहीं पढ़ा रहा, या मैं किसी और की क्लास को नहीं पढ़ा रही. वाई? बिकॉज वी हैव बीन क्लियरली इंस्ट्रक्टेड, clearly given rules, regulations as to how to go about with the work. There is no violation of unity of command. Obviously, I am in the high school. I know my coordinator. I will report to my coordinator. I will not go to the KG headmistress and tell her, okay sister, this is done. Or sister, can you tell me what is to be done next? No, there is very clarity of orders. Again, it is very effective in accomplishing the goals. Why? Because when the goals are set by the top level management and they trickle down to the lower level of management, everybody is working within the framework, right? Within the time limit. हर एक एम्प्लॉय को अपना रोल बड़े क्लियरली पता है, उसने कब करना है, कैसे करना है और क्यों करना है. There is stability. Stability क्यों है? क्योंकि every employee, right, is fairly treated, is guided by the rules and regulations. So it works in a very congenial environment. Lekin on like two sides of a coin, right? Everybody knows that there are some limitations. सबसे पहली limitation है procedural delays. Means हर चीज systematic होनी है, हर चीज rules के हिसाब से होनी है, हर चीज protocol के हिसाब से होनी है. So मुझे rules follow करने हैं. उन rules के चक्कर में they may take a lot of time. For example, if I want to take a leave, I cannot take a leave as and when I like. Okay, maybe for a day I have some authority I can take. But if I have to take a leave for a week or 10 days, I have to inform the principal. And let us say the principal is unavailable, I cannot go on leave without her permission. So I have to follow the rules and regulations. Again, there is sometimes not enough recognition for creative work. क्यों? क्योंकि मान लो कि इस साल की प्लानिंग हो चुकी है, अगर मैं अपनी मर्जी करना चाहती हूँ, it's not possible because the top level has already set the rules and regulations for the year to come. They will not expect deviations. Rules have to be very rigidly and strictly followed. Finally, because everything is emphasized on work, structure, authority, responsibility, अगर लोग खुश नहीं भी है तो भी उन्हें काम करना पड़ेगा. Reason because the scope for human relations, the scope for interpersonal relation is normally less. See, there is no harm in this because an organization works for objectives. अगर organization हर एक बंदे के emotions तक देखता जाएगा, overlooking their work, then probably they will not be effective, they will not be efficient. And that is why more emphasis is given to work rather than your interpersonal relation or human relationships. Now, understanding informal organization. As the word goes, informal. I can use the word casual, right? Informal organization तभी बनता है जब तुम लोगों के साथ interact करते हो. When you interact between people, you interact between people at a different level. You interact between people at different departments. right? And these interactions give rise to something called a social network. Then you form an informal organization. And mind you, this is spontaneously. It's not pre-planned. It's not bound by rules. There are no rules and regulations. It all depends upon the people's interest. My ideas click with somebody. It's okay. We form a group. There's no officially defined rules. Nobody can force you into an informal organization. It's not a rigid form of organization. It changes, right? And based on your interaction, your friendships, you may form small groups, and these groups normally show the same interest of the people. I'll give you a very good example here. We are working in a school. We have a commerce department. कोई हमारे पास rules and regulations नहीं है कि हमने एक दूसरे के साथ बात करनी है, हमने एक दूसरे के साथ शेयर करना है, नहीं. लेकिन मुझे यहाँ 20 years हो गए काम करते हुए. Many of my friends are here. We are more than friends than colleagues, right? Colleagues होते हैं, आते हैं, काम करते हैं, चले जाते हैं. But here we are more friends, right? Reason because we are all sharing the same interest. We, over a period of time, our interactions, our friendships have become so deep down that we have started developing same interest. Some have changed for good, and some have tried to adjust. We are all malleable, so we are all showing the same group interest. Now let's say I'm sitting with the coordinator and having a cup of tea in the canteen. Top coordinator is a different level, I'm at a different level, but maybe we share something in common. And we are sharing something in common. Maybe we're discussing families, we're discussing work, we're discussing students, we're discussing our hobbies. So that is called an informal organization. Children, it is very important. You guys go in the recess to discuss with your friends. You talk. छोटे छोटे ग्रुप्स में बैठे होते हो तुम. कभी 4 बच्चे इकट्ठे, फिर वो टूट कर 3 हो जाते हैं, फिर 6 हो जाते हैं. ये सब क्या है? ये informal organization है. It is very important in an organization so that you can share your interest, you can de-stress yourself, you can exchange views, ideas, etc. यहाँ सब कुछ दिया हुआ. And mind you, in an informal organization कोई written rules and regulations नहीं होती, right? Whereas in a formal वहाँ जरूर होती हैं. Let us understand the features of informal organization so that we are more clear and we are able to differentiate it from formal. Now the first feature is it originates from within the formal organization. ये याद रखना, हमारा स्कूल है, स्कूल के अंदर हम टीचर से बात करते हैं. I can even go to the KG block and talk to one of the teachers, maybe a friend of mine, maybe a teacher who's taught both my daughters. I can go close and talk to her. So it originates within the formal organization. That's very important to understand. जब तक formal organization नहीं होगा, informal नहीं create होगा. Second, here you have something called group norms. जो भी rules and regulations हैं वो group ने बनाई है, बाहर से या कोई bound नहीं. हम लोग 6-7 friends हैं, हम staff room में इकट्ठे बैठते हैं, we talk, we discuss so many things. अगर किसी को नहीं पसंद वो group छोड़ सकता है, लेकिन मैं किसी के ऊपर हावी नहीं हो सकती, किसी को फोर्स नहीं सकती कि मैं सीनियर हूँ तो मेरी ही बात मानो, मेरा ही ऐसे करो. ऐसे नहीं, कोई और सीनियर टीचर मुझे ऐसे नहीं कर सकती, नो गुरमीत यू हैव टू लिसन टू मी. नो, it is all group norms. Again, there are independent channels. We do not have to follow the scholar chain. कोई भी किसी के साथ भी कभी भी कहाँ भी बात कर सकता है. You can be at the top level talking. I may go to the principal and talk to her something. I may discuss my family issue with her. She may discuss something regarding a student with me, regarding not maybe in school, after school, maybe not very officially, maybe unofficially. So there are independent channels of communication. The word is spontaneous. I told you. जानकर हम नहीं करते, मुझे इससे बात करनी है, ऐसे कुछ नहीं. दिल किया तो बात करेंगे, दिल नहीं किया नहीं बात करेंगे. It all depends upon your interest. Again, there is no definite structure. I think personally, being in this school for so many years, I have an informal relation with so many teachers. I very warmly discuss with everybody, talk to everybody. जितना जिसके साथ socialize करना है हम कर सकते हैं. It is a very complex network because you find people of all types here. KG teachers, primary teachers, middle school, high school, medical teachers, non-medical, maths, commerce, physical education, सारे तुम्हारे फ्रेंड्स हो सकते हैं. सारे इकट्ठे एक ग्रुप में बैठकर तुम बात भी कर सकते हो. सो इट्स अ वेरी कॉम्प्लेक्स नेटवर्क. कभी फ्रेंड्स बढ़ भी सकते हैं, कभी कम भी हो सकते हैं. इट ऑल डिपेंड्स अपॉन योर इंटरेक्शन विद देम. Keeping the features in mind, let's understand the advantages. Children, informal organization should be very tactfully used by the top level management. अगर top level management informal organization को अच्छे से use करेगी, then they will be having an advantage. उनके लिए बहुत advantages है. सबसे पहला advantage है, there are no prescribed lines of communication. Anybody can talk to anybody, right? So इसके कारण the information spreads very fast. Feedback very fast आती है. मान लो कि कुछ स्कूल ने इनकॉर्पोरेट करना है टॉप लेवल, वो सिर्फ 5-6 टीचर्स को बताएंगे. वो 5-6 टीचर्स क्या करेंगे, सबको इनफॉर्मली कम्युनिकेट कर देंगे. एंड बिकॉज ऑफ विच फीडबैक बड़ी जल्दी आ जाती है. अगर वो चीज अच्छी लगी तो फीडबैक आ जाएगी, वो चीज नहीं अच्छी लगी तो भी आ जाएगी. सेकेंड, it helps to satisfy your social, psychological, emotional needs. इससे बंदा de-stressed होता है. इससे बंदा एक person gets job satisfaction. There is a sense of belonging. Believe me children, हम घर बैठकर बहुत बोर हो गए. Reason because we have some social needs. We have friends. We are missing our friends. We are missing the teachers there. We are missing the chit chat there. We are teaching, no doubt. We are teaching as we are teaching in school, maybe even better than that right now because we are at our comfort zone. But that sense of belongingness. हमारे स्टाफ रूम में अगर एक टीचर एक दिन नहीं आई तो we understand, चलो कोई बात नहीं, maybe not well. But अगर वो टीचर 2-3 दिन नहीं आते तो we start feeling worried. We start giving a call. Why? Because there is a sense of belongingness. The third is, there is, if there is any, it's a gap filler. What do you mean by gap filler? जहां कहीं भी तुम्हारा फॉर्मल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन सक्सेसफुल नहीं है, डिले है, प्रॉब्लम आ रही है, तो इनफॉर्मल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन प्लेज अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट रोल. ऑल दोज policies, employee reactions, everything can be worked on through an informal organization. Like the formal organization, informal also has some limitations, some disadvantages. सबसे पहला limitation है, it spreads rumors. तुम्हें भी पता है एक ग्रुप होगा जहाँ कोई रूल्स नहीं है, रेगुलेशंस नहीं है, अपनी मनमर्जी है, वो कुछ भी बोल सकते हैं, किसी से भी बात कर सकते हैं. They spread rumors. इससे क्या होता है, इट बिकम्स वेरी डिस्ट्रक्टिव. इसमें ऑर्गेनाइजेशन का भी नुकसान है, इंडिविजुअल नुकसान भी है. सो इन एन इनफॉर्मल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन रूमर्स की प्रोबेबिलिटी बहुत है. हम आगे जाके इसको पढ़ेंगे, इसे कहते हैं ग्रेप वाइन. सेकेंड इज समटाइम्स व्हेन एन ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, व्हेन देयर इज टू मच ऑफ इनफॉर्मल, जब तुमने बहुत लिबर्टी दे दी है, देन इफ द मैनेजमेंट वांट्स टू इंट्रोड्यूस समथिंग, देयर विल बी लॉट ऑफ रिजेंटमेंट, लॉट ऑफ ऑपोजिशन. सारे इनफॉर्मल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन वाले इकट्ठे होने के चांस हो सकते हैं, एंड दे मे रिजेंट, दे मे डिले द एंटायर प्रोसेस. उसके कारण द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन ऑब्जेक्टिव में भी हैम्पर्ड. नॉट ओनली दैट, समटाइम्स देयर इज अ ग्रुप, everybody is not the same, but then there may be some people who are a little dominating in that group. They may try to ask or try to put pressure on the group to follow the norms laid down by them. Group कभी कभी इसके हम इंग्लिश में कहते हैं peer pressure. बच्चों में बहुत होता है, organizations में भी होता है within that level. Let's say there's a guy is in the supervisor, he is friends with the production manager. अब प्रोडक्शन मैनेजर का लेवल, डेजिग्नेशन, स्टेटस सब कुछ अलग है, लेकिन ये दोनों बचपन के फ्रेंड्स हैं, राइट? दे बिलोंग टू द सेम ग्रुप, घूमते फिरते हैं, बातें करते हैं कैफेटेरिया. अब सुपरवाइजर की मे बी इनकम इज लेस, मे बी उसका स्टेटस थोड़ा कम है. अब ऑब्वियसली ही विल ट्राई टू वांट टू इंक्रीज हिज स्टेटस लाइक हिज फ्रेंड. उसके कारण ही मे बी प्रेशराइज्ड टू स्पेंड मोर, or maybe take decisions which may be not very good for his family, anything like that. So sometimes it may happen and it may affect the organizational interest also. Children, there is a paragraph here which you need to understand. I've written a question here. You can read it. Informal organization is supplementary to formal organization or they are complementary to each other. ये यहाँ दिया हुआ है. You need both. You cannot eliminate. हम ये नहीं सोच सकते कि it's an organization, we have to be very strict and they should be only formal. No, you need both formal as well as informal. The first reason I've told you, because we are working for the interest of the organization. Second, the knowledge of these groups is very supportive, right? It's very, very supportive. They become very useful in communicating messages and they're used as a communication channel, right? And then we can always use the skill of the people and try to combine formal and informal organization for the better understanding of the organizational objective. Children, on various pages you have boxes. Boxes are very important. For example, page number 124, there is a 125. There is a box with the definitions of formal organization. Please do it. It helps you for identification in the boards. On page number 126, you have the definitions of informal organization. Again, read it for better understanding and identification. There is on page number 127, there is a difference between formal and informal organization. Very, very important from the board perspective. You have the basis given on the left hand side. Do read it for better understanding.